Hello, hello, hello. I will be going over the Tier 8 Premium heavy tank from the UK called Gonsalo. For some reason, it has not been called something with C, it's called something with G. And that's like the usual standards for the British mediums and heavies to be called something with C, like Conqueror, Challenger, so forth, Chieftain. Who knows? And this thing caught me by surprise, I would say. I thought initially this tank would just be straight up worse than the Caliban, because it's a kind of direct copy of the Caliban, or almost. We will go more of that in detail later though. For now, I'm just sending it up in the middle of the Abbey. I'm just feeling there's not that many mediums, there's like few mediums, and Abbey is a coin flip tank, coin flip map where you want to go. And with this tank, it's kind of struggles just because of the gun that has. And we found a standard B. Good with Tractor, and we try to get a little bit hold down versus him. Have a little bit help versus him, and no, he straight up YOLOs me. Okay, he didn't pen me twice, second time there, but artillery managed to squeeze in a shot there. Ooh, we are already in a kind of a iffy situation here. Shame that I can't remember, my crew member got knocked out, I can't remember which one. Shame we were a little bit faster, could have maybe avoided that shot. A little bit afraid of the Renegade shooting me, and already we are set off, and plus the artillery, yep, there he is, again. Plus we are already very much down in our hit points on Abbey, but hey, we managed to grab the middle, and it looks like it's a split game. Both enemies are occupying each flank or each side of it. So already we are in a quite deficit there. This tank, like I talked about, it caught me by surprise. I thought it would be a mad tank, just a derp, and it would not be fun to play. But in reality, this tank is actually quite fun to play. It's actually, it has this like really good AP and a really good Hesh, obviously, which is the two strong points of this tank. You kind of plays it as a like second line support, close up support, because the gun is not amazing. As you can see, it blooms out quite a lot, but you don't really matter too much because you're playing this little bit slower ambushy style. But to go over the gun a little bit, the AP, which is very useful, it has 240 pen with the 440 alpha, and it's around 924 shell velocity, so it's not a fast shell at all. And then you have the Hesh, which is 209 pen with the 530 alpha. So you do rack up some damage with that thing when you come around, especially when you're top tier. Ooh, that's why you see my loadout is 50-50 with the AP and a Hesh. Because a lot of times, even versus tier 10s, you just Hesh them, or you can shoot the regular HE. As the regular HE has 60 pen and 597 shell velocity. And I'm aiming a little bit too high here. Poor Target P is getting face-hugged by a 1 tier above. He's playing a Target P, it's already a travesty. And as you can see, this nasty side shot that you can get in with it, where you do these 500 rolls, and you have a roughly around 12 seconds reload. I myself running standard equipment, so 11.8 if I remember correctly. And it's all about this like kind of close-up support, because the range is not the problem, the dispersion is the problem, because your base dispersion is 0.45. I think I get down to it to 0.4 or something like that. And then you have an aim time of the base aim time is 3.2 seconds. I think you go down to like 3 seconds. So you have quite a lot of planning to do, like you will see me doing here. I'm kind of trying to set up how I want to do things. I'm worried about them getting pushed, but I do want to spot, because I do recognize that we are losing hard on the 1-2 line. Oh, not so hard, but we are losing it. The heavies are gonna, jump through whatever we can possess in the front there. But I'm positioned here in case I'm getting flanked by that IS-5 or the SU that was working on the 8 line. You have a gun depression of -10, so you can play Hulda. You have a gun elevation of 12, so you can shoot upwards, which is fairly okay. And the thing that I thought first because you can kind of compare it to Caliban, how you play it. But the Caliban likes to hide more, ambush way more. This thing you can kind of survey and stay in that front line and stay hull down and work that, because you have only like the weak spot is the commander's hatch on it. So you kind of can work the hull down and kind of bait out shots and, you know, going for that big 530 alpha with the Hesh. And I'm just desperately trying to spot there for my team to shoot, and I got spotted myself, so that plan didn't work at all. But we're getting some spotting here, feels good. And I'm worried about artillery because he was so on to me before. So we... Oh, whoa, IS5. He seems to be a little bit of a struggle. He did not expect me up there to be peeking. Still worried about artillery. So you kind of want to work the hull downs with this quite a bit. It actually works pretty moderately fine. It's all about aiming the cupolas with the Hesh when you get a chance, and dunking in the AP when you can. The one thing that sticks out with this gun is I think when they copy-pasted from the Caliban to Gonsalo, they forgot to change one thing, and that is the module damage. That means how much you break the enemy's internal modules or tracks and such, telling the Sharpshooter to pull back so I can snipe. It has the same it has the same module damage as the Caliban, but the Caliban has a 152mm gun, and this is 120. So usually they should not have the same, but hey, we take it, man, a little bit of benefit. And the game is coming down to the wire here almost. The Renegade is 7 hit points, got nothing. Sharpshooter of mine has very little hit points as well. A little bit worried about the Phase 1 not showed up at all. The Sharpshooter did not spot him. So he must be kinda around here. Who knows? So I'm just saying, you know what? I'm sending it. I'm going for the artillery. Maybe the Phase 1 is creeping towards the little monastery / abbey here. So I know one artillery sits on the right and one in front, I think. Because, well, last time DB Panther fired from there, and I think I saw some shells flying from the K23 area to be hitting other tanks over there. The base view range is 380. So with the field mods, you can get full view range with this thing quite easily, actually. And we spot one artillery who's running, and the second one, we go for the one who's running. He up for a duel. We like that. The GV Panther did not shoot. We have the strong 43 amount of hit points, and we're gonna do a switcheroo on this guy. Baiting, going the other side, waiting for us to be unspotted, and then wait 1 to 2 more seconds before we turn around so he doesn't see that we are stopping. And now we go back to the same area. I'm really hoping the Phase 1 is not appearing behind me. That's all what I'm thinking about here. And it's always good to kill some artilleries. And now we need to see if we can link up with the Sharpshooter to get out of this place. I'm thinking maybe I go through the middle. It could be good. I'm really worried about the Phase 1 not appearing. So I'm thinking maybe he's not going through the monastery. So he is coming 1-2 line, perhaps, to try and save everyone. Or he's very slow. He's working very slow with the Phase 1. We are very happy for that. The camo is not that good. It's a heavy tank. So it's kind of hard to set up these ambushes and bushes. You have around, I think it's 7? Yeah, 7 is a stationary for the base camo. I think I'm up to like 10 with all the various bonuses that I have on the tank at the moment. So you kind of want to have to ambush cleverly with this tank. You have to use the good bushes, not the maybe I have been spotted here before type of bushes, or the bushes that have a lower percentage value. And my bet this comes off. The Renegade is actually pushing here. Aim a little bit in front. There we have it. The Renegade is down. Still no Phase 1 has been shown for the past 4 minutes, I think. 3-4 minutes. So I'm beginning to be a little bit worried. I'm going with the notion that I'm setting up that he is going to back to base. I have no idea where or how. But since the Renegade kind of rushed the 8 line, I'm kind of suspecting that the Phase 1 is also coming towards the 8 line to kind of pincer me, because the Phase 1 spotted everything in the base and well, I was not there. So what's the more logical choice is probably to go through the 8 line. So I'm gonna set up a full counter, hopefully a counter for this Phase 1 here. I'm trying to get there. We have the push. Who knows if we go straight forward, then we have a free shot on him. And the one thing that I have noticed with this tank is I shoot a lot of the Hesh, which is the premium shell, but you make a lot of credits with it, which is very odd and very good at the same time. We go with the AP here, because then I know I will be able to pen the lower plate. And that was a little bit of a snap. I realize now that we have to kind of get around the buildings, and we are riding on the walls here a little bit. Alright, there we go. We're not a very heavy tank. I can't remember the weight. Oh no, it's 40 tons, sort of. So for some reason you can ride on stone walls with this tank. And now all we need to do is work around the houses here. We have the slight advantage that we are kind of nimble, I've noticed. And he's very, very nice to be showing his side back there. Easy shot, so we want to keep looking for those shots when we're in these situations. Just monitoring where he's standing and the way he's going. I know I'm small enough to go around the building on the outside here, where I'm kind of baiting him. And I realize that if he goes for that, he will fall down, and that will just lead me into having another free shot on him. And he seems to be over side scraping here. And I'm kind of side scraping myself. We'll go over that more when we... Oh, and we high rolled as well. Oh, 2 high rolls there then, very pleasant. Alright, that was a good game, good start. Let's hop into the next game. And let's get going on Mannerheim line here with my Gonsalo. Let's talk a little bit more about the Caliban versus the Gonsalo. They are very similar in the armor layout, the armor. Oh, we got a touch on the armor. Armor is 250 turret, so like I talked about before, you can look with the angry eyes at the enemies. It's we will go more also with the camo in the garage section. But the turret has 250 armor, just like the Caliban, 130 hull armor. So you have actually a moderate amount of armor to play this straight up cooldown, frontal cooldown. But just like the Caliban, you cannot really side scrape with it, because it has kind of a weaker side. It's 35 hull armor, I think, up to 105mm guns. You cannot overmatch your sights. You can side scrape versus T29. I can side scrape with. Against, I mean. But for example, an IS-3 I could never side scrape if the IS-3 doesn't use a stock gun though. But that's not often that you see. And you also have a slightly better dispersion and better aim time, as you can probably obviously see if you've seen the Caliban videos out there. And we're luckily here penning the Thunderbolt's turret somehow. I think we hit the very roof of him almost. But the more noticeable things that you see difference between this and the Caliban is the Gonsalo has a single shooter, and also that the top speed is slightly faster and the reverse speed, so you're a bit more mobile than the Caliban, which helps you tremendously. And also I would say the gun handling as well. It's a whole new different beast. And I would say yes, this tank is better than Caliban, but quite a bit as well. It's easy to kind of maintain the front line with it, to stay up and to be more aggressive. I noticed this Sumoa fully clipped the Leo next to me. And now we gotta be precise aiming here, telling my T29 to come and help me. I'm not realizing he's has a stock gun until he starts shooting the Sumoa. He missed, unfortunately. We need him to do one shot at least. There we go. And now I realize that, oh no, he's stock. He's gonna have a bit of a problem, big problem penning the Sumoa here. I'm trying to go for another cupola third time in a row. No! No, he survived. Oh, I hope my T29 buddy here can stay alive. And you also have 10 more meters view range. So the Caliban has 370, this one had a 380 view range. Another thing we gotta touch on is the armor as well. It's very susceptible to fire. You aim the huge ventilation part area of the tank, and you are very often gonna set this tank on fire. I had, what was that? In 7 games, I was on fire 4 times. That was mildly annoying. Oh, it's like, it's so flammable, this tank. It's unbelievable. almost flipped there. And let's see if we can have some pre-farming here. Poor Tiger. Artillery is still onto me. But we don't mind that at the moment, because we still have some hit points to share with the team. Super Hellcat is challenging me. I think the Super Hellcat doesn't really know the strength of my tank, and he ignores me. And that will be his doom. And the armor, like I talked about, you cannot side scrape. Can't play hull down. And you very susceptible to fire, so these peaks are very dangerous. One artillery hit in the back there and I'm almost certainly gonna be on fire. The ammo rack goes off from time to time as well. It has that weird British thing where you kind of hit the front side and you ammo rack it. And I realize now that T103 is completely cut off. Well, I realized that quite a bit early, but there was so much farming needed to be done there. The Tiger and the Super Hellcat was some easy pens for this Hesh. And as you can see, I have a little bit less Hesh this time, just because I realized later on, which, well, first replay is later on, that I need to have 50-50 more of the shells. Because you do use the Hesh a lot with this tank, even versus high hitters. It could be even the case that you should have more Hesh than HP. Actually, now I think about it, maybe you should have. Man, this tank just surprises me more and more and more. It's kind of fun when Wargaming managed to actually surprise such a old gamer as I am in this game, playing for over 11 years, and they still managed to produce something that's quite surprising, both in fun and how good it is. And you can see that I'm running one HE, regular HE. That is more of a utility shell. I use it for knocking down trees, or when I see there's a target with like less than 50 hit points, and I have time to switch it over with the intuition. It's more of a small utility shell, just to earn that little bit extra credits. And like I said, you do make credits when shooting with the Hesh, but I think the big key here, oh, that's a lucky, isn't it? But hey, we take these lucky times as well. We gotta have some luck. But I do think it comes down to that we are penning a lot of these headshots, and when you do this extraordinary amount of damage, and that's why you earn credits with it, which is very surprising. So maybe they're gonna up the cost for these shells. And I feel like so often I'm not even close to full aiming and I'm pulling off the trigger and I'm still hitting and penning with this tank. It's ridiculous. What I'm doing now is what I think a lot of people are missing out when they kind of advance to a target, is to use undestructible debris in front of you as you're sort of pinpointing, as sort of between you and the target. I see that this doesn't happen often. I do challenge him there for a shot, but now I'm gonna go for the cover that I was aiming for all the time, because I know he's gonna be struggling, and we do have the AP because he's below 400, so it should be. The word is should be easy pen for me, and an easy kill. But nothing comes easy when it's up to RNG, and now we have a good opportunity here. Even if we miss that, we still have the cover to play with. We know the artillery is still after us. And he missed. Those M44 shoot so quickly. I'm trying to think where the T-78 is going, but I have no clue. He could have gone back. I'm thinking he's up on the balcony on F4 area. Yeah, regular balcony where he sniped at the tank destroyer, that he went back. That's what I'm thinking. That's why I'm taking this route and not straight down the pit. And he is not. Oh, and another lucky side shot. Keeping our aim, keeping our aim, keeping our aim. The peak artillery fired. We need to dodge. Dodged. Job, Isna. Thank you, Isna. So, how do you play this time? It's a second line support with Hesh. That's pretty much it. I'll load back to Hesh now, just because I noticed the T-78 is a little bit above 400 hit points. And, well, we want to have an insta kill shot on him. We don't want to stick around letting him shoot us twice or 3 times. So you kind of play next to someone, behind someone, ambushing, and yeah, that's pretty much it. It's a very support-heavy tank. He has the same reload as the Defender, which is, well, the counterpart, the Defender loves to be more in the front line, while this one wants to be just behind the Defender and work with him. And I'm thinking now the T-78 is more in the back, because he won't have a long distance towards me to shoot me. I'm trying to think... Oh, there he is, actually. And we found a rock, and we are locked, unfortunately. My plan here was actually to go in the lowest ground, to like the E1 area. You see there's a little path there, and that would allow me to sneak up and get close. The closer we are to our target, the better with this tank. Here I'm kind of anticipating him to go up into the bush to, you know, sneak in a shot on me. And I'm thinking, which area will he be spotted first? And I know the ground that you go up before you reach the bush, so maybe I can catch him if he goes right there. It's a small hill behind the hill that we're looking at. Ooh, there's a T-78. The Oni spotted him. Poor Oni has been driving around. He's very blind. He has 0 perks. Poor guy is farming in an Oni, but I mean, if you win in an Oni, you did great. That's such a travesty of a tank. I'm telling the Oni just to send it, but he played it passive, and I don't think I don't mind. Oh, he was 390 hit points. Could maybe use the AP here. But the Hesh confirms the kill easier. I've had times where I thought I had a kill when it was target was a 400 hit points, and nope. And there we got the Top Gun, saluting the Oni for helping me. And there we have it, a little victory on Mannerheim line. Let's hop into the garage and go over this tank more in detail. In the garage, like always, we go over the crew, the equipment, shells, consumables, and field modification. Now, my Gonsalo, I'm almost saying Caliban, but they look so similar, except for the Gonsalo here. He got a really happy face now, and when he got his 3 marks in the tank, he was a little bit angry with me, because he didn't have the 3 marks, but now he's very happy. Plus, he got a beautiful flower. But more on the camo later. First, the crew. Straight up, Brothers in Arms, Sixth Sense, Recon, Repair, and then Firefighter, because this tank burns. It burns. It burns. It burns. It burns. So please pick Firefighting in your 5th skill. And then I would say Camo, because you can ambush them. For the driver, I have a little bit opposite here. We go with the Brothers in Arms, Off-Road, Repair, Smooth Ride, then Concealment. I would pick Firefighting here and then Concealment, actually. And I probably pick Smooth Ride before off-road driving, just to help the gun a little bit more. And then we have the Loader. The Loader, we pick Repair, Brothers in Arms, Situational Awareness, Intuition. Those 4 skills are super important. I would say Intuition is more important than Repair on this tank. And then the last 5th skill, we pick the Firefighter. And I actually forgot who is the gunner in this tank. I think it's the commander that is the gunner. Isn't it? Yeah, it is. It is. So the commander has an extra amount of skills that he needs to actually perform, while the loader is the radio operator. Thank God for that. So, I mean, you could maybe say you should pick Snapshot, but I don't know many British heavies who has the commander as the gunner on the tank. So, very unique for this tank. So you pick Snapshot then. Maybe Snapshot instead of Firefighting, if you really like the Gonsalo. For the equipment, I think this is the best equipment straight up. You go with Ventilation, Bird Stab, and then Rammer. For a second type of equipment, I actually am very happy with what I got. You could pick with the Rammer and the Bird Stab. I think those 2 are must. And then the third one, I think you can go a little bit whatever you want and how you play. You could even take the improved aiming for the sniping. You take the IRM for that mobility turning and having the gun be a little bit more stable. And you could also go, where is that one? You could also go with the turbo, just to get that extra top speed up there, to go up to 41. Because you do get up to that top speed quite quickly. It has very good acceleration. So that is like up for the books, to be honest. But that's how I view it. I think you can come up with a better build. But the Ventilation and the Bird Stab and the Rammer is very good. Little Gonsalo here. The shells, I go with 50-50, one utility shell with the HE. You gotta have a lot of hash. Even if you're free-to-play player, I think the hash would actually kick in a lot for you. And then, obviously, consumables with the pudding and tea. And then repair and first aid kit. And then we have the field modification. This is pretty much straightforward for almost every single tier 8 out there. Tier 8 heavy. The all-terrain suspension, faster movement. The parallax adjustment, the faster final solution aim, so we get that 0.4 dispersion. The periscope, just so we have that extra view range. This will allow you to pick whatever equipment you want instead of the ventilation. And then, as the boost, pick firepower. And now let's go over this funky little guy's camo here. So click exterior. We obviously click on the tank and then we click adjust style. And then we have the side panel here that we can pick whatever we want there. And this is for summer map, so you can have one for summer, one for winter, and so forth. I'm going with the very basic full yellow. I wish there was another background color that you could pick, so you could even customize it more, but can't have it all, can we? Oh wait, I have different colors. You know what? Let's put a different color. Let's put that one. And then to change the eyes, the mouth, and the hands, you just click on the mouth first, or the wherever you want, and then you can change to whatever you want there. There's tons of different icons that you can go with. We are going with the happy Gonsalo here, and then we have the funky eyes, angry eyes, the mad eyes, the beautiful eyes, the scared eyes, the suspicious eyes, the madness. You name it. Oh no. Where's the good eyes that I had? No. Oh, dang it. I get to fix that later. And then we have... Oh, cancel. And then we have the hands. Why can't I click on the hands? Adjust style. Vehicle. Oh, yeah, it's only on one side? I didn't notice that, actually. So you have to click on the right side. Huh. And the hands, we have a flower, we have a fist, or a fork. Grab them. You know. Plenty of little funky stuff with this tank. It's a bit of a meme. But to final conclusion, this tank surprised the hell out of me. I thought it would be a bad tank, a non-fun tank. It would be tragic to play it. But to be honest, it's a fun tank. It's actually a good tank. The mark is ridiculously high. It's 3,500 for a tier 8. To give you a example, the Progetto, which is one of the best tier 8s, has lower than Gonsalo at the moment. Lower mark requirement. So this tank has a very high top end and is a very fun tank. And that concludes it. I hope you liked my little review of the Gonsalo. A surprisingly fun and yet giving and also taken tank. But all in all, I liked it. Hope you enjoyed it, and stay tuned for more.